All right, welcome to the 2021 version of the Handy Mountain Breakdown. Thanks for registering. It's going to be great to see everyone. I'm really excited for this year. Sellout crowd, which is awesome. And it looks like a lot of people are planning on camping on Friday and Saturday night, so I'm looking forward to that. I think last year it was me and one other person that were camping. So to have a handful more this year will be very nice. Live music again this year, more of the after party feel that we've done in the years past, since COVID seems to be a little bit less of a major issue this year. All right, so let me run through the kind of schedule of events. So originally I had registration and the ride start time a little bit earlier, but because of the weather this week, I decided to push it back a little bit. It looks like Thursday and Friday we're going to get some rain, which in all honesty will be nothing but beneficial because I was on the course this past weekend and rode the short course and it was super dusty. And so to have a little bit of rain this week will be really helpful. I think it'll give you more traction, especially on the big descent of Handy Mountain. So in any case, I pushed things back because Saturday morning it looks like there's going to be some showers, and it looks like the later we start in the morning, the less likelihood that you'll actually actively be riding in precipitation. So in any case, registration starts at 9:30. Hopefully we can wind that down by about 10:30. The ride start time will be at 11. I'll do a kind of a neutral rollout up the road from the mill at 11. If you don't want to start with the crew, that's totally cool. If you don't want to be around a big, massive humanity, I get it. It's fine. You can start a little bit earlier. You can start a little bit later. Either way is fine with me. But I will be doing kind of a mass start at 11 o'clock. If you could, it would be really helpful if you guys could carpool. Parking is at a premium at the mill, and so if we can carpool to limit the number of cars that are there, that would be really helpful. Basically, the more people that carpool, the closer everyone gets to park to the mill. There will be people that are helping guide parking, so make sure that you're listening to them, so that way we can kind of get as many cars as close as we can and as organized as we can, so everybody can get out at the end of the day when they need to. So the ride starts at 11. After the ride, basically 3 p.m. is when Thirsty Souls will be starting serving their pizza and beer. In your registration packet, you'll get a little ticket. Make sure that you hold on to that. You're going to turn that into either Jan, the guy that owns Thirsty Souls, or the other server to get your pizza and beer. If you are bringing other people with you, like your family or something like that, and they want to get food, that's totally cool. Jan's bringing some extra stuff that he can sell, obviously. The music, I think Lane is charging $10 a ticket, so if you're bringing family, just know that you're going to have to, pay for their admission to the music, okay? But obviously, if you've registered for the ride, all this stuff is covered by that registration, so you won't have to bring any extra money unless you want to buy extra pizza or extra beer or something like that, which you're welcome to, of course, but you wouldn't necessarily need to do that. So this year we had a ton of sponsors, and it's kind of cool because each year I feel like there's more of the sponsors that are like buying into the event and sending more support, which is really cool because basically I can turn that around and give out more prizes. And so I think this year, I think it's about 50 people won prizes, so more than half of the people that registered won prizes this year, so that's pretty awesome. A couple of the big supporters, Wolftooth and PNW, sent a lot of stuff. PNW sent a really nice set of their gravel handlebars and a stem. Wolftooth sent some merchandise and some of their tools. Terraville Tires, who sponsored us for a couple years now, sent out 4 pairs of tires. Defeat sent out 4 gift cards. Ridge Supply Socks sent out a handful of pairs of their socks. Cognitive Mountain Bike, they helped to design and produce the t-shirts, which are super comfortable. I'm really pumped with how they turned out. When I opened the box, I was like, ooh, these are soft. And that was my wife's initial reaction, was these are really soft. So that's a good thing. They're really comfortable, and I'm pretty pumped with how they turned out. Hopefully you guys like them as much as I do. Big Creek Lodge, which is just up the road from the mill, it's about 10 minutes away, something like that, is a really nice venue, but they also have a really nice restaurant and a handful of rooms and a couple of cabins that they rent, and it's gorgeous. It's really nice place. But they sent out a gift card for us. Mock Orange Bikes sent out a gift card as well. If you're looking for anything gravel oriented and you're in the Winston-Salem or Greensboro area, try anywhere in the Triad area, make sure that you check them out. They're an awesome shop. Squirt Lube sent out a bunch of little bottles of their lube that will be in your registration bags, and they also sent out some bike cleaner stuff, and then a few larger bottles of the lube. So those are some prizes that some people will win. Pit Viper sponsors us again this year, and I think they sent out 7 or 8 pairs of sunglasses this year. So if you want to look a little bit retro, a little bit 80s, 90s on your bike, those are totally for you. I love mine. I know that much. They're super comfortable. And then Chamois Butter sent out a bunch of the little tubes of their Chamois Butter, so you'll be getting one of those in the registration packet as well. Hammer Nutrition, again, another supporter for multiple years, sent out a ton of their gels and some of their little Endurolites, like fizz tablets that go into water bottles. And then they also sent out Heed, so all that stuff will be in your registration bags as well as at the rest stop. Moose Packs made some custom handlebar and saddlebags for us this year and put some auto drop limited patches on them, and they turned out really good. I love them. I've got them on my Cutthroat pretty much every single ride I do. Even if it's not a really long ride, I still end up carrying them just because they're you can put all kinds of stuff. And I always end up carrying a ton of food. And if you've ever ridden with me, you know that I carry a lot of food and I eat a lot of food and I buy a lot of food on rides. So having something like that is super helpful. But they donated an extra handlebar bag, so somebody's going to win one of the handlebar bags from Moose Packs. Kitspo sent out 2 gift cards for their tech tees, and really, really nice stuff. They're handmade here in North Carolina. I actually just bought this Icon flannel from them a couple of weeks ago, and I have been wearing it nonstop. Super comfortable, really, really, really well made. And then actually everybody, after the event is over, you guys will be receiving an email from Kitspo that is going to include a 20% off coupon code. And so if you've been kind of on the fence about ordering something from them, this would be a good justification for saving some money and shelling out the coin to get some really nice kit stuff. Doug Meese, again, sponsored again this year. He's an attorney in Winston, deals with basically a lot of bike injuries and stuff like that. And so he donated water bottles for everyone. So in your registration bag, you'll also get a water bottle from Doug Meese. And then obviously Thirsty Souls is providing beer and food, so they'll be there. And so obviously lots of prizes this year. I'm pretty pumped about how that turned out this year. A lot of cool prizes. I think you guys will be pretty pumped on those. So the charities that the breakdown helps to fund, these are the same ones that we've been working with for all 4 years now that I've been putting on the event. The Northern Stokes Food Pantry is an awesome organization. They're sending out a bunch of volunteers to help with registration and the rest stop this year. They help out a lot of families in the area around the mill. It's a pretty rural area, and I think I mentioned in the video that I did last year for the event, if you happen to be at the event last year, that one of the largest employers in the northern part of Stokes County closed last year, basically right before the breakdown took place. And so a few hundred people lost their jobs, and a few hundred jobs lost in an area that's as rural as northern Stokes County is huge. And so they've really had to step up and provide a lot more than what they've had to in the past. So if you can bring some extra money or some extra, non-perishable food items, something like that, that would be hugely helpful to them. So if you want to make those donations, that would be awesome. They would love to have even more support than what I'm able to provide through this event. So if you feel compelled, that would be awesome, and I would be grateful, and I know they would be grateful as well. Jessup Mill, obviously the host location is awesome. It's a great historic site. They do a lot with the education in the local area. They have school groups come out, and they take them around the mill and kind of talk about the historic preservation efforts that they do there, but also like the tools and stuff. And if you get a chance to go through the mill, to actually go through the mill building, it is super cool. There's all kinds of old tools, and you can see that. I mean, it's just really cool. So if you get a chance, definitely check that out. It's totally worthwhile. So like I said, registration begins at 9:30. It's going to be broken up by last name. It's like any other bike or run event that you've been to before. You walk up and you'll see like the signs up above where the people are working, and you just follow the directions. It's pretty self-explanatory. You'll tell them your name, They'll have a bag that's got your waiver form stapled to it. They'll tear the waiver form off. You'll fill it out, sign it off basically, and give that back to them. They'll give you the bag. Within the bag, there's the chamois butter packet. There's a squirt lube packet. There's a gel and an Enduralights Fizz from Hammer. There's the water bottle from Doug Meese. There will also be a little ticket that will get you your food and your beer at the end of the ride. So there's quite a few little goodies in there. So in any case, like I said, make sure that you hold on to that ticket, don't lose it. If you do happen to lose it, come back and see me, and I'll get you a new one. But just makes it a little bit easier if you don't misplace it. All right. So course options. There's really only two minor changes from last year's event. Let me back out of this and I'll pull up the maps here real quick. So short course basically has like what I consider to be like the kind of main highlight of the entire course. That's Handy Mountain. It is a big gravel descent. Basically, you get up here about 17 miles in, 17 and a half miles in, and you've got a massive gravel descent. And it's never really like super steep or anything like that. It's just a long descent. Really cool. It's got some awesome views. Hopefully the clouds won't be too thick to kind of obscure those views, because there's some killer views from up there of Pilot Mountain and Hanging Rock and Saratown Mountain. It's just gorgeous. So basically, everybody at the beginning of the course will be following blue arrows. Okay. At the end of Handy Mountain, when you get back onto the paved section down at the very bottom of Handy Mountain, at that point there's going to be a split. Okay, so you'll see blue arrow goes right. If you continue to follow the blue arrows, that will take you on the long course. That will take you on the 60-miler. Okay, so if you get to the bottom of Handy Mountain and you're like, this climbing's too much, or I'm too cold, or I'm too wet, or whatever, and you want to cut it short, or if you're just planning to do that anyways, totally cool. At that point, you're going to follow the red arrows. The red arrows will bring you back to the mill. And you'll make your way back. At that point, I think you've only got about 12 miles to make it back. Maybe, actually, I guess it's less than that. Yeah, about 12 miles to make it back to the mill once you're at the bottom of Handy Mountain. The blue arrows, like I said, will continue on with the full course, okay? And so the course is basically the same as last year from the standpoint of all the way up till after Kibler Valley. So you come down Handy Mountain, you continue following the blue arrows. You've got a pretty steep climb after Handy Mountain here. You can see you'll come all the way over into Handy Mountain. Now the rest stop this year is further up Kibler Valley. So last year it was all the way at the end out here at the power station. Well, the power station got bought out this past year, and so it's now a private entity. It's no longer a part of the city government, and so we don't have access to it. They said I talked to the supervisor. He said you can still use the restrooms and everything, but the gates closed and the mills, the power station is locked up, but the restrooms should still be open. But in any case, the rest stop now is about a quarter of the way out Kibler Valley. There's a church. I'll have signs for it and everything, but there's a church on the right-hand side as you're heading out Kibler Valley. So you could blow past it on the way out if you wanted to, and then stop on the way back, or you can stop both ways. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can just stop whenever you, whichever time you ride past it. We'll have bananas and heed and gels and fig bars and granola bars and trail mix and all kinds of stuff there. And the volunteers there will be from the Northern Stokes Food Pantry. Now, once you get done with Kibler Valley, this year you're going to turn onto what's called Squirrel Creek Road, and it's got some steep pitches on it. It is the steepest stuff that you'll face all day. And the surface, it used to be gravel, but right before the ride last year, they paved it, okay? It's like chip seal, but it's really loose. And so just be mindful of that in the corners. Make sure that you're not like blasting through the corners and stuff like that, because there will be some loose sections. There's going to be dogs. I mean, we're riding out in the country, so there's going to be dogs. They're all, pretty chill. I talked to a few dog owners this past weekend when I was riding, and they said they would have them chained up or whatever on Saturday or contained or whatever, but there's going to be dogs. But like I said, I've never really had any issues with any of the dogs while riding this course, so that's good. But you will see dogs. You'll have dogs running alongside you and stuff like that. All right, so let me get back over here. So essentially that is the information that you need. These courses will be contained within an email that you guys will get tonight. I look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. I'll see you Friday night or Saturday. Bye, guys.